Hey, me, Callie Carroll. Good morning, sunshine.
Morning, sunshine. Good morning, sunshine.
Oh, good morning, sunshines. Daily dose of perspective.
Good morning, sweet baby sunshines. Good morning, sunshines. Let's get started.
I started to get frustrated about some stupid shit this morning. And I had to remind myself that it was just stupid shit because sometimes we are stupid over stupid stuff. So, guys, remember I have a shoulder injury, right? So I've been doing mad PT, physical therapy, to work on my back and my shoulder strength because what I've been told is the reason why I'm injuring myself is because I'm not built because I didn't work out for 2 years and I have a lot of flexibility. So blah blah blah. I need to build up my back muscles. And at my gym, there is this thing called an in-body scan, an in-body scale, whatever, an in-body something something, where you go and you stand on it and like sends the electrodes to your body. And most people maybe just like look at their weight and their body fat and their whatever. But I wanted to see how my muscle was growing, and you can actually compare like chest, back, abs, like you can see how your body mass is improving and changing. And I was really intrigued to see if the work that I've been doing is paying off. So every week I go in and I do this like scale test, right? Where I have to take off my shoes, take off my socks, you stand there, it takes a couple minutes. And I always just like immediately dismount. I don't even look at the numbers because I know that it just connects to my app and then I can go in there and I can review everything later. And I've done this, I don't know, since for a couple months. And today I was like, I want to see how I'm doing. Like, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to reflect on my numbers. So I go and I log in, and apparently, the machine at the gym has been offline for the last 2.5 months. So that means 10 different times or more, I go in there and I stand and I try to figure out like what's going on with my muscle mass. But then I haven't looked at it because I kind of want to be like a surprise. You're like a kid at Christmas. We're like, surprise, like you're doing so good. So that's what I was thinking. And I go in and look at it, which is also my own fault, but we'll talk about that in a second. And the freaking thing's offline. So I have no idea. I have no idea. The last time I had measurements was back in May, and I've been taking this time all the time to go and do my numbers. And I'm like, I found myself get slightly frustrated for a hot second. I'm like, mother, what? And then immediately, perspective shift, right? I pull myself back, and number one, I'm like, okay, is it really that big of a deal? Like, is it that big? I'm like, well, I'm still frustrated about it, but it's like, let's move to number two. Like, can you change anything? Can you go back and see your old numbers? Can you see the last 10 scans? Can you see what happened then? No, I can't. I can't change it. So am I going to dwell on it? Am I going to think about it all day long and how frustrated? Because I was like, maybe I should go in to Lifetime tomorrow and I'm going to talk to them about it. And be like, hey, you guys, maybe you want to put a sign on the scale when it's offline so us idiots aren't standing up there trying to get our numbers when it's not working. This is the conversation I was having in my head. But then, like, Cal, you know what? Doesn't matter that much. So the test took you 2 minutes. So you've taken 20 minutes over the last 2.5 months doing these things. You've wasted 20 minutes of time. What if you didn't have access to that scale at all? You wouldn't have known anyways. Do you feel better? Do you feel like your muscle mass is improving? Like, snap your shit out of it. It's just stupid shit. And I wanted to come on here and chat about it for a second with a little daily dose of perspective because there are so many times in our world where we get worked up about stupid shit, and that's all that it is. And it's like sometimes I hate to bring it back to the severity of what my perspective basis is, but I think that it's great for us to look at that basis. And some of your guys' perspective basis is way more challenging than mine, but I'm just like, you know what? You got to go up and go to the gym today. You got to work out. Your baby, your chemo baby, lets you leave the house where before he would freak out if you left him for 45 minutes. And now he can go almost 2 hours without being by your side. You didn't have to go to the hospital. You didn't have to have a chemo infusion. You didn't have to go NPO for any MRIs or PET scans today. Your kid's not puking all over. He's at home playing with grasshoppers. Like, you didn't get to measure your muscle and your improvement, maybe or maybe not, on your physical therapy. You didn't get to do that today, and you didn't get to do it for the last 2 months. But do you think that's okay? Yeah, it's okay, Cal. It's okay. So, pulling myself back, sometimes when stupid shit happens in your life, you might need to borrow my baseline because maybe you haven't had some low, like very challenging baselines, or you might have ones, like I said, like it wasn't as bad as your divorce, it wasn't as bad as your bankruptcy, it wasn't as bad as that person that you lost, it wasn't. And you're like, isn't that kind of stupid comparing a muscle mass machine going out or not being online to these big events in my life or in your life? No, it's not stupid. it keeps us in check, and it keeps us from being so uptight about small things that maybe perturb us or frustrate us, and we wouldn't have had it go that way if we could have. And if we can make a change, maybe I will let them know, hey, I think your machine's offline. I'll probably do that. So like small little things that you can shift, but if you can't change it, just move on. Just move on. Daily dose of perspective. Don't forget the perspective reveals miracles. I'm Callie Carroll. Love you guys. Bye.
Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact more lives. All right, see you next time.